You know, I find so much cool stuff on the side of the road, it's ridiculous, okay? Found these plastic shelving units. There's three very good condition shelving, and there's one over there that's bent, or actually broke. All right, so I figured, you know, this is something I really need to put all those computers on. All right, and so what I want to do is I want to put coasters on the bottom. This is the underside of one of them. I'm going to put coasters on the bottom so I can roll it around in the garage. So what I did is I took the broken piece and I went to a local hardware store. Mine is Ace, and they've been very helpful. And it turns out that the wooden pole for your clothes, hanging your clothes in your closet, works best to fit inside this thing. So what I did is put that in there, mark with a pencil, and cut a piece off. All right, so the piece actually fits really nice in there. Not too tight, not too loose, and the glue that I'm going to use to hold it in there is going to do very nicely. Now, one thing when you drill, let me put this on the tripod real quick. And one thing when you drill this, you're going to use a 1/4 inch drill bit for these kind of coasters. All right, so it says 80 millimeter or 50 millimeter, two-piece 50 millimeter. I don't know if that means the threading or what, but anyway, the best thing I found is a 1/4 inch. If you went too big, the hole is too big, and I already did that. It doesn't work. All right, so 1/4 inch is it. And when you go in, I have a hole right there. I'm going to go down in. I want to make sure we're in there. Yep, we're in the video. So when you go down in, you want to go all the way through, and then when you're all the way through the thing, you want to go on an angle. Work on an angle. All right, the reason is when you start your threading, when you start turning in the wheel inside, all right, you want to be able to catch the thread. So I have one already down all the way. I actually had to go back to Ace because I didn't have a tool to grab this nut thin enough to get down. They used a channel lock, and their channel lock is got a bigger lip on both sides, and I still can't seem to grab a hold of this thing enough to get it down further than that much. So I'm going to have to go back to Ace and see if they can lower these all the way for me on the next three. So what I'm going to use is black silicone. So let's take this one, and we're going to go over to my working piece down here. Angle down, and what I'm doing here. Okay, rather than going to Ace again and back and forth, bother him so much, I'm going to try something. I'm going to put the butt of this up against my abs, and I'm putting a good crank on it inside there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this. Now I'm guessing it's going to slip out sometime, but you know what? It's holding it, and I'm able to turn it all the way down. And it's all the way down. Is that sweet? So do that with all four of them. Okay, it almost comes out the back, not quite, so that works very nicely. You want it to come all the way down. You do not want to bevel this to get a grip on that. Okay, you need to have full contact with the plastic piece that you're sliding this into. So do it with all four of them like that. And rewatch this part of the video if you need to see that again. When you're doing this, be careful that you don't cut yourself. It'll slide out, and you'll clip yourself. So you might want to wear a glove on this hand too when you're doing this. Just be careful. Well, the rubber cement didn't work very good. It just peeled right off the wood, and it didn't fill in the gap. There was too much play. So the idea is get something that'll fill in the gap, and this is Gorilla Glue, and it expands when it's in there. So you got to. It says on the directions to add water to the surface, make it moist, make it wet, and then apply this to both surfaces, and what happens is it expands. So that's what I want to fill in the gap so those things don't move back and forth. Okay, trying to get the camera into where you can see everything. I wiped the inside of this, all the holes, to get the dirt out and all that. And it's raining pretty good outside, so I'm going to find me a little puddle to make my towel wet. And I'm going to take it and put the moisture, might as well use a little nature, right? Put the moisture inside. I'm not going to do it on the wood itself of the wood that I'm putting inside this. What I want to do is get that nice and wet. Okay, it says on the directions to make sure you wear gloves in using this. And I will tell from experience that you do want to stay protected because it will adhere to your hands. And I just got it on the glove, so it would be on my hands. Now I'm really, it's actually dripping, so I want to get this in there, and I want to move it to where it gets all over inside. I want to really coat this because I want this to expand. I want this to really get wet. I want it to seal in the inside of that. So I'm expecting this is going to drip all over the floor. I probably should put some paper towels down there. And I, no kidding, don't want to move this for a while. It says it cures pretty fast. So I'm now moving around to the different ones. Really hoping I'm getting everything in the camera. I'm just going zigzag up and down and moving it up and down inside and kind of spinning it around as much as I can. And I want that to expand. I'm going to do it to the other ones now. Alright, so if I'm not getting it in the camera, I'll probably edit it. Anyway, I can see it's getting about everywhere, but I want to get this done quickly because it does dry very fast. That's what I like about this glue. Gorilla Glue. It dries very fast. So I want it to fill in that big gap that's in there. Now, when you let this stuff dry, you need to wipe off this stuff. Otherwise, if it plugs up the top, I'm going to push and I'm going to let it suck in air to clean out that hole so it doesn't plug up. And then put this and really crimp it down, push it down so it dries. So right now I have all of them in. I, no kidding, want to let this sit for a while. And I don't want to make the mistake I did before by turning it upside down too soon. And according to this, it clamp objects for at least 1 to 2 hours. You can use heavy objects to achieve the clamping. Okay, so it looks like in about 2 hours it should be totally cured. And we'll see what happens after this. I'm thinking that there's so much weight put on this, I might have to do something about the center so it doesn't, it's plastic. So as I put the computers on, the weight on it, that it comes in the middle and then causes the issue there. But we'll see what happens. Well, when the container of the glue says that it will expand and you can trim off the excess, they sure were not kidding. I'm just hoping it didn't expand on the other side so much to where I can't put a hole in it. Let's take a look real quick. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, time to do some cleaning up. And I'll tell you what, very solid in there too. So it did the job. All I want to do is take a knife and just trim around all 4 of them. If some does get through the bottom underneath it, which in this case it's the top part because the wheels are on the bottom, you do need to carve some away. I'll tell you right now, all it is a foam substance, so it's very easy to carve away. So I'm ready to pile things on top and see how it handles. I'm just worried that the center is going to dip down because of the weight. Now, I might have to actually put something in the center. I'm finding more of a problem with the pipe staying in while I was moving around, so I'm going to have to push on the bottom shelf to actually move it around. But otherwise, it does exactly what I want. When I need to get into my cupboards and my cabinets and stuff, I can just up and move the thing around. But it's now pretty sweet. Nice little storage space, free off the road. I think my grand total was about $20 worth of materials. The wheels, the glue, so on. I think it works out just fine. And over on the table, I have 4 more pipes. Now the thing here, it came with 3 pipes because the 4th one I guess got lost on the road when the other shelf broke off. Never found it. This pipe comes off of extension off of my old vacuum for the garage, the you know, the shop vac. That's what the tube used to go onto, the flexible tube. So that thing is exactly the same size. Maybe the wall is a little thinner, but just a little bit longer. And all I have to do is trim a little bit off. And if I come along another shelf, I can put it on there. But not bad. And this is a nice little workspace on top to actually do things before I bring it inside. So really cool, I think. Not bad for a free item, basically $20 of materials. So hope you like the video. Share with a friend, and hey, hope you find something useful on the side of the road. Bye now.